just not clean and they won't mind me saying that. And I'm just gonna scrub and pretend this isn't happening. I know this sounds dramatic, but I just can't clean that. Yikes, look at that cloth from just doing that one tiny area. Hello guys, welcome back to another video and thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, hi, my name is Lou and I like to clean pretty much anything, it would appear at this point. As you will have noticed, this is not my normal surroundings and you've probably seen from the title that Lou's home has gone on tour today. I thought we could try something a little bit different. So I thought it might be nice to do a good old deep clean for, you know, a local business that maybe doesn't have time to be doing that themselves. So this business, one of the owners is my best friend's husband. So that's how I'm in here. I also last year did a little bit of freelance work for them. So I kind of know my way around the office and things like that. And I knew it wasn't that clean. And that's no shade. I'll explain to you why it's not that clean in a moment. But that is what has brought me here today. Again, a couple of reasons why I wanted to do this. Firstly, I get a little bit bored of cleaning the same things in my house over and over again. So I'm sure you guys are therefore getting a little bit bored of watching me clean the same things over and over again. So I thought we would literally just clean something different, and that's how I've ended up here. Why have I chosen this business to clean for? Firstly, for the reasons that I've told you, I know my way around this office. It's easy for me to kind of get in and do this. I can take the key from my best friend and do it as a surprise for the business. And also, this business is still a very young business. They're doing brilliantly, but it's not like a well-established, been running for years and years and years. And for anyone that has set up a little business themselves, you will know that you don't always in those first few years, firstly have the time to do the cleaning yourself, or the resources / money to be paying someone to come in and clean. Obviously, a lot of more established offices will often pay for a cleaner to come in like every Friday or every other Friday and just keep on top of it. It doesn't happen for those young businesses, you just don't see it. So yeah, I basically thought I could film something nice and new for you guys. I can keep it varied for myself and I can help these guys out too. So win-win-win in every direction, and that's basically what we're doing today. So what I thought is shall I show you around first? Now I'm upstairs in the office, it's a 2-story unit. The only thing I'm a little bit conscious of is it's messy in here. It always has been. That's something that hasn't changed since I was freelancing here for them last year. It's messy, so I'm conscious I don't want to like move their stuff because obviously they need to know what their papers are doing and things like that. So I don't want to move stuff too much, but obviously we can clean around a lot of it. Side note, this office does not have a single female in it. When I came in, I used to do 2 days a week for them, just like I say, because the owner is my friend's husband, just a very kind of casual freelance arrangement. I used to come in for 2 days a week and I was the only female influence in the office at that point. Now that I don't work with them anymore, there is no one. And believe me, I am not throwing shade to all men because I know there are some very clean and tidy men out there, my husband being one. That is a prime example. However, they won't mind me saying this. These boys are not. There's no hiding it. Actually, that's unfair. 1 or 2 of them are, but the majority are not. You know, it's a working office. They come in their work boots. I don't need to give them all the excuses. Basically, it's just not clean and they won't mind me saying that. So shall I show you around? Shall I show you what we're dealing with? So I was literally just perched up there a second ago, but this is the office upstairs. They've got a bar and a coffee station. These are obviously all the desk bits through here. So this is where it's all quite messy and quite cluttered. So I'm just gonna have to kind of work around it so that it's not chaos for them when they come in on Monday. Through here is the meeting room. So this should be pretty empty, yeah. So we can give this a good old clean. This window, yeah, I was about to say, I remember this window pane being blown when I was working in here, and it still is. So we'll still obviously give it a good clean. This will be dusty. But this, I think, will honestly just be a surface clean and a kind of a dust in here. But heading back out the meeting room, we can head down the stairs. Now, obviously the stairs are a real high traffic area. So these bits down here, yeah, as we can see, I don't know if you guys can pick that up on the camera, but this like ledge is kind of quite annoying because it just collects so much dust. On the stairs, they've got these kind of really hard wearing carpet tiles, so they actually don't show too much mess. And these don't look too bad. I've definitely seen them worse, but these kind of little plastic strips, we can definitely give a good scrub just to kind of freshen that up. There's a few marks and things on the walls, and I didn't bring a magic eraser with me, but let's see if we can maybe do something about that anyway. And then this is the entrance into the office. So these doors are going to need a good old clean. They're a bit cobwebby, bit dusty around there. This floor mat just needs a good hoover. In there is the workshop, and we're not venturing into there today. We're just going to leave that to them. There's a little store cupboard around here, which again, I will just leave. This hallway all needs a good clean. I'm going to leave under the stairs. That's got all their supplies and things in it, so I'm not going to touch that. And then we head through into the kitchen, which I was surprised to see. Now, this mop was here when I was working here. This one wasn't. So we have a new mop. This is, albeit, I'm sorry, they won't mind me saying it, but albeit a very dirty version of the Hoover I use at home, which is great. So it's unusual. They've done the washing up. That didn't used to be a thing when I was in here, but we can give this all a good zhuzh. Fridge, what's going on in there? Not too bad, actually. There's not too much left in there. Someone forgot their lunch, but apart from that, microwave. This used to be bad. There used to be mould growing in here. No mould. But it could definitely do with the zhuzh. Okay, now I need to flip you around for this because I'm about to show you the toilet, which I haven't pre-checked. I actually was so tempted to come and have a look, but I wanted to come and have a look with you guys first. Now, when I used to come in and work in here, I would do anything to avoid needing a wee. If I needed a wee, it would have to tie in with me going out to an appointment or something like that so I could go somewhere else for a wee, because this toilet was bad. But let's just see how it's looking today. So here it is, my nemesis room. Okay, so it doesn't smell bad in here. Let's start with that. It doesn't smell, but this was always been the same, super dusty skirting boards, and even you can see like just round in the edges of the corners on the floor. That all needs a good scrub. This, we've just got a hell of a lot of build up under the taps, although this looks like someone's given that a good go because that used to be a bit grim, but again, all the build up through here. Now the toilet, I'm not going to zoom in on that. It looks exactly in the bowl as you would anticipate the toilet to look. To be honest, I would say more than anything, it's just very dusty in here. There's lots of bits down on the floor. I mean, that toilet brush has definitely seen better days. We can pull this out because you can see all the dust piling up behind. Pull that out, give it all a good zhuzh. Not sure what we're going to do about the wall. They've obviously got the hand dryer here with wet hands and things. It's just really marked the wall. Without a magic eraser, I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to do with that, but I'll give it a go with something. But yes, that is basically the tour of what we're going to be cleaning today. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I know it's Lou's home and I'm very much not in Lou's home, but I just wanted to switch it up. I wanted to try something different. If you wouldn't mind liking, commenting on this video and potentially subscribing to my channel, I really promise it helps a little channel like me so much. And basically, if I know you guys are enjoying this kind of video, it will savagely kind of encourage me to get out and do a few more. So yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think of this. Shall we crack on? Where should we start? Now, it only felt right to start in this toilet for a couple of reasons. Firstly, this is going to be such a satisfying clean, I hope. And secondly, I just want to get this done and ticked off my list so it's not like hanging over me anymore. So first things first, yes, I do have a bottle of bleach in my hand, but I'm going to start by giving everything a good hoover because bathrooms anyway get really dusty. This one is obviously extremely dusty, but there's no point in trying to clean it if it's this dusty. So I'm just going to pull everything out to start with, hoover everything and just get that first layer of dust out. Before I do that though, I just wanted to get my first kind of lashing of bleach down the toilet, round the sink, so that can kind of be doing something whilst I'm hoovering. Let me just tilt you down so you can see. But I'm just literally, I'm not worried about, obviously I'm going to give this all a proper clean, but I just want to get that first load of bleach down so it can be doing something. Now I'm going to put a bit of bleach around this mouldy residue at the bottom of the tap here that I showed you earlier. Be careful if you're doing this. Now I know this hoovering is only going to take me less than 5 minutes, so I feel relatively confident in doing this, but it's bleach, it's a harsh chemical, it will start to tarnish if you leave it on your hardware for too long. So just know how long you're leaving it when you're doing this, but that will be fine for the 5 minutes that I need to leave it to do its thing. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes since I put this bleach in. So I'm just gonna start, I've got this old sort of brush that I use at home. I'm just gonna start giving it all a bit of a scrub just to see how much we can get off on the first layer. I'm not expecting this to get everything off. If we can get a good layer off to start with, already I can see that's starting to come off around the plug, but we're gonna need a bit more product somewhere. And then up under here, I probably should have brought my sonic scrubber, but oh gosh, can you see all that blackness starting to come off? That's coming off really nicely. I'm not too worried about getting it on the walls, so I'm gonna give those a quick wipe down afterwards, but actually, that kind of leaving the bleach on there to do its thing has really given that a great little head start. Now don't get me wrong, we've still got a little bit under there, but this is really starting to come off quite nicely. That is so satisfying. So what I'm going to use next to get kind of the next layer of dirt off, and I should remember I didn't do anything around this little bit here that needs something, is actually a limescale remover. I've just picked up this one from Lidl because I was running low and I needed to grab something on the way over. So again with this, it's quite harsh, so not quite as bad as bleach, but I wouldn't leave that there for like 15 minutes on my kind of chromy handles and things, because it will just eat away at it. Now, I quite like using product quite sparsely, but come on guys, this is a different clean today. You've got to let me use it. You just got to let me go with it. And then whilst it's all kind of sinking down the plug, I'm just going to give it all another little scrub. Give it a little helping hand. We're nearly there with that one, and let's come up here and see how this is all going up here. So as you can see, we are very nearly there. It's looking much, much better, but there is just the tiniest little bit still around the sink, and that's just gonna bother me. So, little hack for you, because I've got a little bit just behind here too. I've just got a bit of toilet roll. This is just to make sure, basically, that the bleach doesn't go anywhere it's not supposed to. So, what you do is pop a little bit of bleach on the toilet roll, and then you can kind of pack it in around the specific area you want to treat. And it just means that you're not going to be losing the product, it's going to stay in the right place. So I'm going to do the same for this little bit around here, because obviously when I'm putting the bleach down the sink, it's running away like it would. But by just using a little bit of toilet roll with some bleach, packing it in down there, it's just going to mean you've got a bit more chance of actually doing what it's supposed to. So whilst I leave the bleach to do its thing round the sink still, I'm just going to tackle this radiator and the skirting boards and corners over here. Now I did just go and pick up some big floor biodegradable antibacterial wipes. I thought I'm not going to want to use one of my cloths on all of this, so this is an easy way to do it. Now make sure when you're doing things like this, you clean from the cleanest thing first to the dirtiest, because for me the radiator is the cleanest thing here and the skirting boards are the dirtiest. So I don't want to start by cleaning the skirting boards and then use the same cloth or the same wipe or whatever you're using to then go over the radiator. It's just a bit germy. Whilst we're on the subject of kind of cross-contamination and things like that, I just want to say I've bought numerous pairs of rubber gloves with me. I will be binning these rubber gloves. They're some old ones I bought with me, knowing I wouldn't use them again after this, because I know it sounds disgusting, but after cleaning someone else's toilet and someone else's bathroom, you don't really want to then use those on any of your own things at home, do you? So yeah, I brought these with me, know I can bin them, and then when I clean kitchen and things later on, I'll have different other gloves on. I just want to clear that up before anyone thinks that I'm doing a kind of a filthy clean like this and then touching a sink or anything like that. That is quite satisfying, because these kind of cloths get right in the grooves. So you feel like you're really getting in there. That is super satisfying. And then once I've done that, I've got another cloth here ready to go. I'm just going to run this over the skirting boards. I like to use floor cloths for, oh that's coming off nicely. I like to use floor cloth for quite a few things, because they're just a bit more like durable than the normal sort of cloths you'd make, wipes, that you would maybe use to like clean your toilets. They're a bit more sturdy, they're a bit more hard wearing, so they just last a bit longer, and that is coming off so well. It's just dust. I know I hoovered it, but the hoover doesn't necessarily get off all the kind of really packed in dust that's been there for quite a while. Okay, I reckon it's time for us to come back and revisit how we're doing around here. So I reckon a little bit of a scrub and that's going to come off. That's much better. It's much looser. So I reckon we're very nearly there with that. Let's chuck that in the toilet. And how are we doing back here? Okay, yes, it's a much looser, but still a little bit. So we're gonna go again. We're gonna spray and scrub, and then this sink will hopefully be gleaming. And there we have it. The sink is now gleaming, and I just want to move on to these watermarks on the back. So I'm just using a bathroom cleaner. This isn't ideal. I'd probably use like a magic eraser if I thought this through, but we're here now. So I've just got a clean cloth. Oh, that's coming off nicely. And I've just sprayed it. Yeah, a bit of paint as well, so just be a bit careful. I have to turn that on to get behind there. But it just kind of gets off those grubby little marks on the wall with a bit of bathroom cleaner and a clean cloth. That's all it takes. Now, I know this sounds dramatic, but I have been dreading cleaning the toilet from the second I said I was going to do this clean. Cleaning someone else's toilet full stop just makes me feel a bit ugh. Cleaning someone else's toilets but it's used by a lot of men each week is even worse. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to want to talk to you while I'm doing this in case of anything germs spraying around. I'm going to stick some music on, I'm going to use some antibacterial wipes, and I'm just going to scrub and pretend this isn't happening. No, 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 no. I'm not sure about that. I don't think I can bring myself to scrub someone else's stale, burnt-on wee from under the seat. I don't think I can do it. No. This is not a good angle, I know, but I don't think I can do it. I can't scrub someone else's wee from under a seat, so no, that's where I draw the line, I'm afraid. I'll do the basin of the toilet around the outside, but I'm sorry, I can't do under the seat lid. I know this sounds dramatic, but I just can't clean that. That is a step too far for me. Cleaning someone else's residues from under a toilet seat is just a big fat no-no from me. I don't know if you guys would have seen it, because I know I put the lid down quite quickly. I didn't want to jump scare you. But under the toilet seat was, well, basically everything you'd expect to be under a toilet seat that hasn't been cleaned in a number of months. It's just a big fat no from me. But it has made me have a newfound respect for professional cleaners. Obviously, I do really only clean my own home, and you don't really get icked out by your own mess, do you? But I have a newfound respect for cleaners that go in and clean other people's homes, or God forbid, those people that their job is to clean public toilets. I just want to take my hat off to you. I don't know how you do it. You're a better person than I am. I'm just taking a moment out of the bathroom just to gather myself back together. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's just not for me. I can't lie, it's not for me. But I cleaned everything else on the toilet. I've cleaned the basin underneath, I've cleaned the top of the seat, and I've cleaned everything else. So it looks nice, and I'll just tell them not to lift the lid and it'll be fine. Okay, so I've sorted myself out and we're back with the gloves on. This is where they appear to keep, oh, there's some products in here. What have they got? A bathroom cleaning spray and a Harpic. Oh, that stuff is great, by the way. It's great for like cleaning grout and everything. It's literally so powerful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get rid of all these toilet rolls for a second, and then we can wipe this down properly, and then we'll restack it for them again properly so it's all ready to go, because these toilet rolls are actually getting a bit dusty, which isn't very nice. So for this, I'm just going to spray it with a bathroom cleaner. This is just like if you were to wipe out your cupboards at home. You know when you get like the bottom of bottles or things like that start to leave little marks? Bathroom cleaner is great for those kinds of things. So we'll just give this all a nice wipe out. I'm just going to use another wipe. I've pooed it behind here, but the dust is just kind of caked on. I'm just going to use another wipe just to go over these skirting boards. I'm going to mop the floors properly, but this area, just so I can get the unit back, I am going to wipe over just with an antibacterial floor wipe so that we know that's all done, we can get that put back in place, and then we can give everything a good mop. Just before I get mopping in here, I want to see if I can get this off the wall without ruining the paintwork too much. So again, I'm just going to use a bathroom spray. Might as well do the hand dry while we're here. And then, this is a different cloth, by the way. I brought about 5 or 6 of my old pink cloths with me in the idea that I will bin them once I'm done with them. They're kind of at the end of their life anyway, but this felt like a good way for them to have their final hurrah I don't know, I could clean anything, not just something like this, but I could clean anything that's not in my house and not want to bring that cloth back into my home. I know that might seem really but when you're like cleaning someone else's muck, to then bring that cloth into your house and use it on your things, I'm not so sure about that. You know, we're on to the final stretch of this room when you see the mop. So I thought I would use theirs. I've never used this before. It's the Flash, what are we calling it? The Flash Power Spray Mop. And it's got a little button at the top that just gives you the liquid. Oh, I like this. This is quite good actually. I like this. Let's just give it all a quick mop in here. And then we'll head on to room number 2. So there we have it. Floors are now gleaming. I don't want to step in too much to dirty the floors I've just cleaned, but clean sink, 50% clean toilet, and look how well that wall has come up as well. This is all dust free, that's all cleaned, restocked. Yeah, much, much better in here. Just as I thought I was done with the bathroom, on my way out, I've just spotted the door has got all these, God knows what they are, marks. Let's just give those a wipe down. So again, I'm just going to use my bathroom spray to get rid of those. Wash that, wipe down the handle as well. I'm on another pink cloth here because my last one had a little bit of paint on it after wiping down the walls. So we've gone for another one, which I've just dampened under the taps. And yeah, that's coming up beautifully. So I was just about to start tackling the kitchen when I thought I actually better go upstairs to the office and check what mugs and things they have got on their desks, because I don't want to clean the sink, put everything away, sort out all the cupboards, and then have to wash up some mugs when I find them up here. I could honestly put good money on the fact that one desk in particular, I already know who's going to be the culprit, I'm going to go there first, it's going to have some mugs on it. I can put money on it. Here it is. Mug, coffee cup, crisp packet, another mug. I thought it would. Let's get this downstairs to get washed up. So I've just washed up those last little bits that I got from upstairs, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but I just don't know how clean the tea towels are. Again, it's just something that they probably haven't thought to clean, so I'm actually just going to dry up with kitchen towel just to make sure that everything is nice and clean. I just want to say again, I know I've said it before, but this is no shade on, this is not me going, oh my god, it's so filthy, how they let this happen at all. This is me going, they've got so much going on in this one business, they haven't got time to sort all of this. I'll help them. I think these go upstairs actually. There's no space for them in the cupboard, so they must go upstairs with a coffee machine. So yeah, I know I'm sort of going, oh my god, this is disgusting, because yeah, some of it is a bit disgusting. But I don't mean it in like a throwing shade way. I'm meaning it in a let's get it sorted kind of way, you know? So I thought we could start with the microwave, which, as I say, wasn't actually that bad. I'm going to stop saying it now, but I'm just going to tell you, again, this is another cloth. This isn't the one that I've wiped all around the bathroom or around the doors. I'm now using it on a kitchen. Yes, it looks the same. I bought about 10, 12 of these cloths. I'm going to stop saying it now, but if you think I'm cross-contaminating cloth, I promise you I'm not. I really, really promise. Right, microwave. I'm just going to give this plate, which is not bad at all. I'm just going to do it so that I know it's super clean. A quick wash up, and I'll leave that to dry on the side. And then I've just got this fabulous disinfectant. Let's turn the microwave off. Let's not give us all an electric shock. I'm just going to spritz that around. I'll start with the inside so that I'm not dragging dust from the top into the inside of the microwave. But we'll give it to them. This is not that bad. It just needs a very quick going over, but whose microwave doesn't? I mean, my one at home, I know I don't clean every time I use it, so every now and then mine are going over too. No shade on the microwave, we like this. So I've just cleaned everything off the sides, and again, just using that fabulous disinfectant, I'm just going to wipe down all the cupboards, I'm going to do the backsplash, I'm going to do the worktops, and then I'll do the outside of the fridge, I'll do the inside in a moment, and I'll do the sink separately. Again, this is going to make such a big difference to this kitchen because it's not greasy. They don't ever cook in here, obviously, apart from like microwave. I mean, obviously you get a lot of grease in your kitchens at home from like pans and frying and things like that, which obviously they're not doing here, so it's not a greasy cupboard. It's just finger marks, it's just bits of dust which are easily fixable. So that's a very satisfying clean and something easy to wipe down. What should I clean next, guys? I feel like loads of my friends have offered me up their homes because they're like, please come and clean for me. But equally, you know, they're my friends. I don't know whether it would be that nice to put their homes on the internet. I don't want to, you know, this is a business. It's kind of, you guys don't know who it is. It's faceless, so it's not too bad showing you kind of what it looks like. But friends' homes, I don't know, they've been very kind in offering it up, but I feel like it might be a little bit too personal. So yeah, as you can see, I'm happy to get out and about now. So let me know what you want to see. Did I spray this? Oh yes, I did. I remember if I'd sprayed disinfectant on here. Perfect. Also, these cupboards, I was about to say they're not leaving a smear, but they are. So what I'm going to do is, once I've wiped these all down, I haven't got my window and glass cleaning kit with me because I kind of thought that everything would need a deeper clean than that. Those windows and glass cleaning kit from the Pink Stuff I always rave about are great for like just surface cleans, but I thought stuff would need more than that. So what I'm actually going to do is grab a couple of sheets of kitchen roll, and that will work really well at just buffing those smears out. Perfect. I have just spotted the kickboard, so I'm actually again going to use a wipe for this, just because it's quite close to the floor. I don't want to use a cloth on it. So I imagine there's been lots of tea spillages and things down here over the years, so let's just give that a good little scrub. Oh, that's coming up really, really easily. And then whilst I've still got this floor wipe in my hand, I'm actually just going to go around the edges of the kitchen, all the floor. I'll give it a proper mop afterwards, but obviously this just means that I'm properly getting into all the cracks. And then, is that paint? I think that's paint. And then it means I can give the floors a proper scrub in a minute, well, a mop in a minute with the flash mop. Yikes, look at that cloth from just doing that one tiny area. Right, stainless steel sink. I thought we could use Viacalm today because it's got the lime scale remover in it. So I'm just starting. Again, I don't normally use this much product, but guys, it just needs it. So I'm starting around here because there was a big amount of limescale build-up under the bottom of the tap. So I'm going to spray that first so that it can be doing its thing whilst I basically scrub everything else. And I'll come back to that last. And what else would I be using? None other than my beloved Dishmatic. Now, if you haven't heard me rave about these before, the Dishmatic wands from Dishmatic come with, well, you can get numerous different heads. So I have different heads for all kinds of things. So in a minute, after this, I'm going to clean the front door. So I'm going to need my glass cleaning head on for that. I've got that with me. This one is like my sink one. I have a different wand and different heads for like outdoorsy, like grubby jobs. So all different heads for different things. And it means that you can kind of use the same product time and time again without any sort of cross-contamination. Guys, I haven't used Viacal in years. It was in their cleaning colour and I thought, actually, I'm going to give that a go. I haven't used it in years and years and I forgot how good it was, actually. This is bringing up quite a shine. That Viacal has done such a great job of the sink. But anyway, there we are. The kitchen was super easy to clean. I'm just going to give a good tidy up in here and through here, because I've just kind of, all my stuff is in a pile. But what I'm going to do is I'll do this off camera just because I feel like I've shown you this in the bathroom already. It could get a bit repetitive if I show you again. But I'm just going to use the cloths, the wipes, sorry, and go over all the skirting boards again in here. And I'm going to give it a good hoover. When I say hoover, that's not just the floors. I also take the hoover up in the corners and get the cobwebs and things. But as I say, I won't show you that again because it's exactly the same process I've just shown you in the bathroom. But once I've done with that, I'll be back because we're going to tackle this situation. Okay, next up, the windows. I've just got a bucket here. So I have got warm water and washing up liquid in there. And I've just got another cloth, which I'm going to use. Let's get that out. And another Dishmatic, of which I need to put the right head on, actually. Let me change the heads over. Oh gosh, I just dropped it in the bucket. Anyway, this is my window cleaning Dishmatic head, so I'll just pop that one on. Normally, when I'm cleaning a window, I would actually put the product in the handle of the Dishmatic. However, this is a big task. It's just easier to chuck it into a bucket. The only thing I'm missing is a little dash of white vinegar. If you're cleaning your windows, just honestly put like just a dash, like just a little dash of white vinegar in your, that's literally all you need, in your washing up liquid solution. It just helps keep away the smears. So what I think I'm going to do is use the pink cloth just to go around all the frames and then the Dishmatic itself to actually do the glass. I've got a squeegee somewhere in here and then an abundance of clean cloths and dry cloths as well to go over it all. So let's do the windows. Guys, I am knackered. Absolutely knackered. I'm hot, I'm knackered, I'm ready to be done, but we haven't even tackled upstairs yet, or the actual stairs. We're not even halfway. my friend actually has just turned up. She needs to get something printed and she knew I was here, so she just turned up to have it printed, and she said, she's like, are you regretting this? Because obviously I knew what it was like. I don't want to keep saying it, but obviously I used to work in here a couple of days. She knows what it's like. She doesn't work here, but obviously it's her husband's company. She's like, are you regretting it? I was like, no, I'm not actually, because I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's just something really, really different, but I'm getting hot, I'm getting tired. Don't feel sorry for me, but I'm just gonna wallow for a minute, if that's okay. Just let me have my moment. Some stupid idiot over here, me, by the way, I'm talking about me. It's Saturday when I'm doing this because I needed the unit to be empty. I didn't want sort of people around and things. Thought it'd be a good idea to do a double gym session this morning. So I did body pump and ignite, and now I'm here. I'm like, what? In future, like, can everyone please remind me that when I decide to do a big clean, just one gym session will be ample. Do you know what? Give me 5 minutes to scroll on TikTok. I never like to take a break when I'm cleaning because I like to just kind of get it done, but we're taking a moment today. We're just gonna take a moment. Just bash my funny bone. Right, let me scroll and then I'll be back because I'm looking at 3 mud marks. Well, I'm hoping they're mud and not anything else on the stairs, and we're gonna tackle the stairs next. I'm going to spray the stains with, I brought the Pink Stuff carpet stain remover, and then I'm just gonna get another bowl of Fairy Up liquid, which to everyone else is washing up liquid. It's so annoying, we always call it Fairy Up liquid in our house, and then when I'm like not talking to Connor, I still call it that. Anyway, tangent. We're gonna scrub the stairs, we're gonna get rid of the stains, and then we're gonna go up to the office. Right, I've got over myself and we're back to it. So these are the stains I was talking about. There's 2 there, and let's see, 1 there? Yeah, 1 there. So obviously I'm going to be using the Pink Stuff carpet and upholstery spray. Literally love this stuff. So all you do is literally spray it on the stain, leave it for 5 minutes. So in that time, while it's doing its thing, just check there's no more actually. As I go, oh yeah, 1 there. Anything at all? I think someone spilt their tea going up the stairs. It's giving tea drip marks. I think we're okay. But whilst that's doing its thing for the next 5 minutes, I'm just gonna quickly dust all of these little bits. And then hoover afterwards, because you actually hoover this spray out. So there's no point in me hoovering first, but let's give the dust a little going over up there. I know I've stopped telling you, like I promised, about me changing the cloths, but these are not the cloths. These are not the gloves that I used to clean the bathroom either. I bought another pair. I thought there's no saving those gloves. They were my old ones. But, just when I get my gloves on, and before I start dusting, I just wanted to let you know which brush I'm going to use to work the carpet cleaner into the carpet when it's ready. I've got this sort of stiff bristle brush from the dustpan and brush store. They basically brought out a new pastel collection and this was part of it, so they did kindly send this over. They just gifted it to me in a little PR package. But anyway, just wanted to let you know because these, I haven't used it yet, but it sounds good. Oh, you can tell I'm tired. I've forgotten to tell you what's in here. What is in here? It's a fresh bucket of washing up liquid. Come on, Lou. Crikey, why am I so out of breath? I feel very unfit. Okay, right, into the office up here, which is a bit tricky for me to clean actually. Firstly because, well, the only reason is because there's stuff everywhere. So I know I can kind of, the bar, the coffee area, I know they won't mind me kind of moving all this around, tidying it up and wiping everything down. But when it comes to their desks, like obviously they know where everything is. You don't want someone else going through your paperwork. So I feel like, unfortunately, I am actually going to have to leave the desks, which I know feels like a bit of a cop-out. But I'll do the one in the meeting room because obviously there's nothing in there, so that's fine. But I think we just need to give all this the dust out, to give all this a clean. And also I've just brought up my weapons. I'm going to use this for dusting the walls and I'll show you how I use this. So it's basically, you can use it as a normal mop. I have plenty of mops, so I've kind of designated this one to my walls. Basically, you can get these static pads from the dustpan and brush store. Again, not an ad, just like their products. And you basically pop it on to the flat head. I'm sure if you had like a flash mop anyway with a flat head, you could just use that and maybe just get the pads, but basically they're completely dry and they just attract the dust. So what I'm going to do is go around all of these walls. Also, side note, I'm loving like filming in a bigger space. Like at home, I had to be so conscious where I put the camera because you guys are only be able to catch a little bit of it. Here, you're good. I chuck you in the corner, you catch the whole lot. But basically, I'm just going to run along all their walls because obviously I'm expecting their walls to have never ever been dusted. Am I still in camera? Just about. And just give them all a good dusting over and see what we can get off them. Can't lie to you, considering I know these walls will have never been dusted before, that's not really that bad. Yeah, there's a little bit on there, but nothing horrendous. Their walls aren't too bad. I know this seems so weird, but I don't have any chairs at home made out of this like leather or faux leather, whatever they are. And I always see people just being able to wipe down the leather sofas. And I've always been so jealous. I've got my moment. I can finally just wipe down a chair. All of my chairs, including like our kitchen chairs, our dining chairs, are all fabric. So I literally can't wipe them down, but gosh, that really is satisfying. I got my moment. Thought I'd plonk myself back in my old chair at my old desk to finish off this video. Never thought I'd sit here again. I'm a bit wet because the heavens have just completely opened and I've just been loading up the car with all my stuff. So I'm a little bit soggy. That's the only problem with these leggings. They're from Adnolo, they're really comfy. What's the colour called? I can't remember what the colour's called. I'll leave it linked in the description box down below. They're really comfy, they're really soft, but I don't know if you can see, it just shows like all wet marks. So like when I'm cleaning, they show marks, and obviously when I've been in the ring, they show marks. Anyway, I think I'm done, guys. There is plenty more I could do here. I'm conscious that there's stuff I just can't show, that is confidential documents literally on the desks that I just can't show, and it's not for me to kind of come in and tidy their space. That was never the agenda. It was just to clean what I could. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am going home to have a cup of tea on the sofa and maybe a bar at Dairy Milk. That sounds right up my street right now. But if you enjoyed this kind of video, you know it means the world to me. I'll stop saying it eventually, I promise. But if you don't mind commenting and subscribing to my channel, honestly, it means the world of difference to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!